Hold
I'm
on.
not swear. I'm not. I'm not
It's
that kind of
fine. We don't care if you swear. Well, you know this.
I don't swear though, because I live with my parents, so I don't even do it outside the house. So.
Oh, really?
Well, because I know that you're a bombing dropping machine.
F-bombing dropping machine. That's a title. Sometimes yes. Sometimes I am. Hold on. Is this
right?
working right? Yeah, it has to be. Okay.
Is there tactics that you learned from me?
What?
Because you seem to act like a lot of your friends.
What?
You seem to grab some things from your friends and use them yourself.
Sometimes yes. So what?
Is there anything off of me that you use?
No, I'm kidding. I have no idea, dude. I am who I am. So I do my own thing. Sometimes I probably take influence from others, but who knows? Either way, we're live on YouTube right now, and I'm recording it on my end on Bud as well, because this is the big one. This is the end.
This is a piece of me that you can never see. Coming so recently, and I don't know why. Our love is tragedy. Why are you my remedy?
Our love? Okay. You can stop with your emo music anytime.
No, it's not actually an emo song. That's actually like some pop song. I don't even know who makes it.
I have no idea, dude.
You're asking no, dude. You gotta hear this. Two things. You gotta hear this.
Sure.
So, whereas for that song, Sarah was singing it, but she remember that skit for Saturday Night Live when Jim Carrey on the Christmas special was spinning on the thing and it's not stop spinning.
Oh, is that the one where like keeps vomiting and stuff?
Yeah, because the thing won't stop spinning.
Yes.
Can you imagine if Sarah was on there singing that and she's just singing the whole song, the whole thing spinning and it doesn't stop singing?
That would be fantastic. Good heavens.
And do you know what I also thought that would be funny?
What?
Okay, two other things. Just two other things. Okay, so all right, so the other thing is what if for some strange reason, I don't know why you would think of doing this, but it'd be for some strange reason. So do you know how when you sit in front of your webcam with it just on, it's just your head down to like just below your neck?
Like it usually goes to right. No, it's more than that. It's usually like right above the nipple area.
But okay, now get this. Yeah. What if for just some reason, I don't know why you think about this, but you just did it anyway, where you're sitting in front of your camera, just normal, but you're not wearing nothing at all, and you have a hippo on your head, and you're going like, and you don't say anything, but the song "I Want a Hippopotamus for Christmas" is playing, and you're stabbing to the song, and you're just smiling to the camera, and there's a hippopotamus on your head, and then when they get to the part where everyone starts singing along, and then everyone starts singing along. For some reason, you put the camera on your butt. You're zooming in and out on your butt.
You're implying I've never done this before. No, I'm kidding.
And then when it goes like, because only hippopotamus will do. Cut.
Well, that would be odd. That would be weird. Not particularly something I would do per se, but.
And then the next funny thing is that I went back to the archives of our show, and I in the episode that we reviewed the reboot, we were talking about the Ghostbusters film, and then Luke was explaining it to you, and then you were like, and then you made a noise, like, and
what noise did I make? Why did I make this noise?
Because Luke was like. Because Luke was explaining a scene from the new Ghostbusters film to you, and he was going like, oh my god, and all that stuff, and then you were like saying, oh, they're just like,
Was that my impression of the new Ghostbusters team? Man, it was spot on.
No, I took that noise and I looped it in Audacity, and I made the ambulance alarm.
Oh, play it for me, please.
Oh, you want to hear it?
Yes. Play it on the air for all of our lovely audience out there.
All right, let me.
You just loop that. That's just it.
Here, where is it? Oh, there it is.
Okay, don't play any more than like.
Do you know what the best part is? Is that
What?
the light on the top is your forehead?
That's fantastic. My God, that needs to be made into a remix. And I'm just imagining, and it goes doom, 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 or something like Technobot did. Oh, there was thing, you know, Rage Against the Machine, Bulls on Parade, right?
Yeah.
There was something where like every wah wah thing, someone put like a thing of Owen Wilson, like wow wow wicka wow wow. He went wow 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 wow. I was just thinking it would be funny if you did that for like
You mean with the
yeah, instead of the wah wah, it's the
Oh my God.
That would be amazing. Oh my God.
Oh boy. So yeah, I mean, besides all jokes aside, though, this is gonna be a hard episode.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is the serious point where I thought I was emotionally ready for this. I wasn't.
Did you watch the episode?
Duh.
All right, good.
Yes, I watched the episode. I came prepared, Steven.
So what, on what? How do you watched it? By the way, I'm just curious.
On my computer.
You didn't go. Yeah, but I said that the app had it.
I don't want to listen on those crappy headphones.
But, I mean, crazy. They have a microphone on it. You can put them in your ear and you can hear what you need to hear.
I know.
Anyway, the yeah, I mean, this is not the end of the ATG of our podcast. This is going to be the end of us reviewing the actual show, unless there's unless it comes back someday and it all magically comes back. But we're marking this right now, just marking this signed in pen and paper that this is the last episode that we do that reviews the actual TV show.
Yeah, and it's what inspired us to do that. So it was emotional and it got really dark at times. So
finale, Steve?
Yes. Good heavens.
Think about it. Let's think about it. At the end of this episode, there was a DVD. The DVD, the last season DVD, dropped, and the official soundtrack dropped.
Yeah, and it's awesome. It's badass.
And I bought the whole soundtrack. I have the whole album on my phone.
Nice.
And we gotta review it.
Yeah, but first we have to do this. We have to review the very last episode of Adventure Time. Come along with me.
I know. I mean, we'll review the album probably next week.
Mm-hmm. That's a good idea.
Yeah, because I think that'd be really cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, I guess without further ado, let's review the very last episode of Adventure Time ever.
And this is gonna be hard. Yeah. Okay. So
it's on the wiki already.
Yeah. So let's do this.
Read Cam. We gotta make this special because we gotta read all.
Don't worry, I'm reading it off. I'm just kind of getting emotional because it's the last time I'll be able to say this.
You mean with all that, with all the statistics and all that?
This is the last time I'll be able to do that, man.
I'm sorry, man. Do you want to do it together? You want to do this together?
It's all right. I got it.
Are you sure? Because I could.
I'm just worried about the Skype lag, honestly.
I think it'll be fine.
Better not risk it.
All right, then
you can do it after me if you want.
Sure, I guess.
All right.
Yeah,
you just say season 9, episode 13 originally aired September 3rd, 2018. You got that?
No, I won't remember all that.
All right, well. Come Along With Me is the 13th episode in the 9th season of Adventure Time. It's the 208th episode overall. It is the series finale of Adventure Time and is 4 episodes time-wise. Season 9, episode 13, originally aired on September 3rd, 2018.
Wait, it was only 9 seasons?
Well, I guess it's weird how they have them grouped. Like it's 8, 9, 10 technically, I guess, on the DVDs, but some have it as 9. It's odd. I don't know.
Okay.
Well, that's what it says on the wiki. I think it might be wrong because the DVD says 8, 9, and 10, but So, in the distant future, many years after the outcome of the Gum War, 2 friends named Beth and Jeremy recover a rusty old mechanical arm that once belonged to Finn after it is unearthed by a prize ball guardian. And by the way, Jeremy and Beth, they've never been seen before. This is their first and only appearance in the series. So it started out and you were kind of like, what?
Like, why no, I was thinking for the finale, you're not going to show the Adventure Time opening. You're going to show us this?
Yeah, that's what I thought too. I was like, holy crap.
You're going to show Shermie and Beth?
Yeah, that took some balls because they never did show the classic opening.
Yeah, they showed this opening for the finale.
The Jeremy and Beth opening, yeah.
Do you know what they did on the album?
What?
That opening is on the album. First track.
Is it actually the first track?
Yeah.
Holy shit, dude. Wow.
Well, why? Why didn't they put the original opening on the soundtrack?
I have no idea.
Are they thinking they're gonna roll with that? Like after
that's what I was thinking. I was like, unless they plan on doing a spin-off series with them, I don't know. Because I'm pretty sure it was 2 different actors doing it. Fun fact, Beth I thought she was Marceline's voice actor for a second, but she's actually voiced by Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith's daughter.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I looked it up. I'm like, who's that voice actress? And I'm like, oh, that's cool.
That's cool. Yeah.
But they played this opening. I'll play it for you real fast. This is the opening you played instead of it. I know you can't hear it.
Adventure time. Come on, grab your friends. We'll go to far off future lands with Shermie and Beth, the pup princess. The fun will never end. It's adventure time.
Yeah, that was what they played instead of the opening. It was weird.
I heard it.
You did? Oh, sick.
Yeah, like it's adventure time. Come grab your friends. Not too many distant lands with Shermie and Beth and
the pup princess.
The pop princess and the fun will never end. It's adventure time.
Yeah, that's the one they played. It was weird.
Yeah, and do you know what? And do you remember the I know we're not at this part of the episode yet, but do you know that that song that really emotional song
at the end, the ending song?
Well, not at the very end, but before the very end.
The one that Bimo is singing. Yeah.
Do you know what the name of that song is called?
What?
I'm quizzing you. Do you know what it is?
Nope.
It's called Time Adventure.
It's
on the album.
Of course.
And and of course you probably know the song at the very, very end.
Of course.
No. No, it's not called. It's actually not called "Come Along with Me."
What's it called?
The Island Song.
No, it's not. What?
It's on the album.
Huh.
It's the song before the last song on the album.
Goodness gracious, why would they name it that?
I don't know. That's the song that they played during the credits for the show. That's the credits song.
I know it is. I know it was the credits song. I just always thought it was called "Come Along with Me."
Sorry.
Gosh darn it. But okay, so the Island Song, yeah. So, in their home, which is formerly known as the residence of Marceline the Vampire Queen, because you can see they're living in her cave, the two decide to visit the King of Oo in order to inquire about its origins. They visit the king in his hideout at the top of Mount Cragdor and are greeted by Bimo and their many artifacts and keepsakes of old. After Jeremy and Beth accidentally break a few items, Bimo asks them to leave. When they present Bimo with Finn's lost mechanical arm, however, BMO agrees to tell the story of the Gum War, and then we go into flashback land, aka the present, where the show takes place. Excuse me. In the past, according to BMO's retelling of events, Finn and Jake are out on a reconnaissance mission for Princess Bubblegum when they discover Normal Man, Betty, and Maja hovering silently above Bonnie's army camp. Jake stretches the two of them to PB's command tent, where she's going over her battle plans with her allies, including Marceline, Flame Princess, Huntress Wizard, Lemon Grab, LSP, Duke of Nuts, Cinnamon Bun, Colonel Candy Corn, and Lady Rainicorn.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Marceline's outfit in this last episode was awesomely amazing.
It was weird. She had like the wizard hat and everything.
It was awesomely amazing, dude.
That's what I said. I was like, that is probably one of the most ridiculous outfits she's worn, but it's awesome.
I mean, like, I actually owned. No, funny enough, I used to own a hat like that.
Nice.
For I think it was Halloween last year, I think. And I think I threw it out after we moved because I didn't want it anymore, I guess, and I want to get a new one. So I gotta go back to Spirit Halloween sometime and get a new one.
Gotcha.
Go on.
Okay. Finn and Jake tell PB of Normal Man and Betty's sudden appearance, and they're interrupted by one of the Gumbald's spies listening in on their plans. After Huntress Wizard incapacitates the Gumbaldian, PB decides they must attack at once and prepares to sound the war horn. Before she does, Marcy asks her to reconsider, having suffered through the Mushroom War herself, but PB is resolute and sticks to the war path, and it gets really, really dark when all of a sudden, like, she's like, I've been through that before, and then just shows a quick glance of little Marceline and someone else just watching everything on fire. I was just like, Jesus Christ, show.
Wait, little Marceline and everything on fire.
Yeah, you remember that? So she was like, I've been through that before. And then it just shows the whole world. It just shows everything on fire.
I think so. I haven't seen the episode since it aired.
Oh, gotcha. Really?
Yeah, like no, I recorded it. No, wait. No. What I did was that I had to work that day, and I got home just in time for the rerun, and I watched it, and I watched the rerun.
Nice. I didn't know that.
And so I watched the rerun, but like I don't remember that part.
Yeah, there's a lot of this that gets really dark, and I just watched it, so I'll probably remember it better than you do.
No, it's fine. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's all good. Before she does, oh yeah, I read that already. Feeling that PB is wrong in her intentions, Finn decides to hatch a plan in order to stop the conflict. After PB sounds the war horn, Finn tries to convince her to give Gumbald one last chance to surrender before her fighting starts. PB agrees after being reminded of her old friend Shoko. As a last ditch, that's what that was. Okay. When Finn's like tugging on her and it just shows him as something else, she was reminded of Shoko. I didn't realize that. Okay. Anyway, that's cool. As a last sorry, I'm tongue-tied a little bit. As a last-ditch attempt to stop the war, Jake unleashed the nightmare juice given to him and Finn by Nightmare Princess, forcing him, Finn, PB, and Gumbald and Fern into a hallucinatory slumber. And then things get weird. Inside the dream realm.
By the way, have you noticed how many commercial breaks were made during this one episode?
Well, yeah, because it's the length of 4 episodes, so...
because wasn't the episode 2 hours long?
No, it was 45 minutes long without the commercials, so an hour.
Yeah, so an hour long.
Yeah, with the commercials, an hour long. Where was I? Oh yeah, there was. Things get weird. So in the dream realm, PB and Gumball continue to okay, good. Continue to be hostile towards each other. I thought it said continue to hostile towards each other. PB attempts to attack her uncle. Yeah, because it's funny because like he's like, wait a minute, you're supposed to have an epiphany, use love or something. And she's like, you're right, love bazooka, and pulls out a love bazooka.
Yeah, I remember that.
But is interrupted by a singing nightmare princess, allowing Gumball to escape. Jake pulls Jermaine into the dream with them, and despite Finn's protest, PB decides to pursue Gumball. Fern transforms into a bird / pterodactyl like and flies away. That's a description. Well, Finn decides
like Lenny Kravitz.
I want to get away. I want to fly away. Yeah, yeah. I want to get away. Okay, I'm done. Anyway, Fern transforms to a bird pterodactyl-like and flies away, while Finn decides to follow him after turning into a butterfly, because he's like, think peaceful thoughts, turns to a butterfly. Before
is it like food chain all over again?
Kinda-ish? Yeah, because it gets weird. Before Gumball can wake himself up so he can gain the upper hand on Peevee's forces, Peevee confronts him inside a nightmare version of one of the Gumball Guardians. The two begin to fight each other using giant toothbrushes, but are suddenly rendered immobile by some unseen force. Meanwhile, Butterfly Finn tries to calm Fern down, and the two plummet to the ground. Finn attempts to appeal to Fern by reminding him that they're two sides of the same coin, and that they share the same torment. Peevee and Gumball recreate a nightmare version of the moment that Peevee defeated Gumball by dousing him with his own dum-dum juice, only this time with the roles reversed. Peevee is doused and transformed into a smaller, less intelligent version of herself. Jake and Jermaine work together to find Finn's vault, where all of his repressed memories reside. They're able to find it after Jake hallucinates Lady Rainicorn and their children in a really freaky scene. Because it's like, it was actually really funny because it was really weird because like the children got weird and like they were in a soup, and then one of the children just whispers, "Your farts aren't funny," and he's like, "No!"
Yeah, that was funny. like your farts aren't funny.
He's like, "No!" and starts crying.
And he gets all small and goes on the clock.
Yeah.
Wait, I don't know. That was
that was later. That was later.
Yeah, go ahead, sir. I don't want to spoil anything.
Oh, you're fine. Peevee and Gumball are brought to tears after both witness the Candy Kingdom turn into a pile of goo. Finn and Fern continue fighting, but are able to find really common ground after Jake brings them Finn's vault. Together, they dive in and confront the Grass Demon. Fern kills it, ridding himself of his influence once and for all. However, with no Grass Demon to control him, Fern begins to deteriorate. After the four of them wake up from their dream, Peevee apologizes to Gumball for not respecting his vision for the Candy Kingdom. Gumball accepts her apology and agrees to end the conflict, intending to betray her, but is tripped by Aunt Lolly and is once again doused in his own dumb solution, turning him back into Punch Bowl. Lolly accepts the peace agreement in this place, and Peevee proclaims that two kingdoms shall live in harmony. And then it cuts back to BMO telling the story, and she's like, "Wait a minute, I thought you were talking about like, oh, the end, like it was like going to be the war that killed everyone, but oh, you're talking about the end of the war." And she's like, "Yeah," and he's like, "Oh, I thought you were going to talk about the end of the world or something." No, that comes next. And that was only the first 20 minutes of the episode. So the last 20 minutes, they're all interrupted by the sudden arrival of Normal Man and Golb, who is basically the devil. Upon seeing the
Iron Maiden, like that one Iron Maiden song.
Yeah, which one? Sex, the number of the beast.
No, when did that song start playing during the episode?
That would be badass. Oh, I don't think they could play it because it was like hell and fire or something like that.
To be released.
Right?
Yeah.
Upon seeing the malevolent entity, Ice King has a flashback from before the Mushroom War. Simon and Betty discuss Golb as described in one of Simon's many books while making ice cream sundaes. Simon states that Golb's presence is felt in every crevice where chaos lurks. And it's really funny because like she's making like an ice cream sundae at the same time, and
that's the funny part here.
And like he's squeezing, he's like, you want some cherries with that ice cream sundae? He's like, oh yeah, sorry. I thought I was doing. And she throws the can at his head, just dunk, hard cuts to an ambulance. Wee!
This is the part I was talking about. Like it does that hard cuts to the ambulance when it says ambulance.
That was hilarious. He's like, wee-hoo. He's like, oh, well, I don't remember.
No, it says Cambulance in that thing I played this place.
I got it. Oh, it was great. And in the present, Golb unleashed its... Well, I love how this article is written. Good job, wiki person. In the present, Gulb unleashed from his maw a dark green energy, which transforms a large portion of Gumball's army into a hideous four-legged monster. And this is the really fucked up part, because like it's taking them, they're like, oh god, help us! And it's like sucking it in, and like it yells and its tongue is arms. I'm like, Jesus Christ, that's like something out of Nightmare on Elm Street, not freaking Adventure Time. Goddamn. Oh, that was freaky, man. Marceline tells PB that the beast must be stopped, or it could mean Ooze destruction. PB orders her banana guards thrown away, but Finn, Jake, Marcy, and Flame Princess, Huntress, Wizard LSP, Lemon Grab, Lady Rainicorn, and Fern stay behind the fight Glob and defend Ooh. That was a mouthful. Excuse me. The Gumball Guardians attempt to stop the monster, but one of them is destroyed. Lolly tries to convince Gumball's army to stay and fight, but they run away instead. Finn, Jake, Normal Man, and Ice King attempt to snap Betty out of her trance until she can help them banish Gulb. The remaining Gumball Guardian attempts to restrain the monster, but is mutated into another monster instead. PB uses her elemental magic on the beast, releasing a horde of evil bird-like creatures from the turned Guardian's mouth. Amidst all the chaos, LSP gets romantic with Lemon Grab and the two kiss in a hilarious scene. She's like, well, this is it. You know, I'm giving my gift to you. Let's give you a kiss. And he's like, I find this acceptable. And then they kiss. And after, you know, like, because he's a lemon, like her lips just go, and she's like, you're welcome. I love it. It was hilarious.
Man, just Pen.
Oh, it was great.
I play Pen War, man.
Fucking Pen War just kissing himself. It's great.
Like, you're welcome. like, oh my god.
Yeah, right. Oh, it was amazing. Ice King is able to reach through Bay's trance and awaken her by singing "Oh Fiona" from his fan fictions. Realizing that he's trying to stop her, Betty becomes angry and releases an emotional supercharge that destroys Maja and hurls her and Ice King into Gulb's mouth. Finn follows them, but Gulb's jaw closes in on Finn's mechanical arm, which falls to the ground below. So now we know where it went and how they got in the beginning tied together. Flame Princess is incapacitated by the mutated Gumball Guardian, and Marcy attacks it. The other mutated monster attacks PB and Fern. Although Fern tries to protect her, he is knocked aside, leaving PB vulnerable. The creature stomps PB, and in retaliation, Marcy temporarily releases her vampire essence, transforming into a more monstrous form, is able to destroy the mutated creature before it can cause further harm, because he like smashed it together, and like because it's still like the people together, they're apart, and they're like, thank you.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Where was I? Lost my place. PB, protected by her armor, is embraced by Marcy. Marcy confesses that she never wants to lose PB again, and the two finally kiss each other lovingly. It's about time.
I still think it's because of all the fan art and all the fan fictions, man, the internet for the years that she's been running that they had to do on the show.
They've clearly been hinted at to be lesbians, man. That's nothing new. I mean, the undertones were there.
But the whole series?
Pretty much. Like, I knew that PB and Marcy had something special whenever they wanted an adventure together. I'm just like, yeah, I've been waiting for this for so long. It's like they were obviously lesbians.
Well, that's the way you see it. I guess that we have our different views, I guess.
Well, it's not about different views. How could you not see the undertone? She clearly had the thing. They clearly had a thing for each other.
Well, no, I thought throughout the whole series, like they were just like really, like they were just like really best friends, and then I thought like all the things that people on the internet.
It was hinted at they were more than that, really.
I don't know. I guess I didn't see it.
You're just jealous.
Oh, you voice PB and I voice Marcy, so this is gonna get really weird now.
Well, we have our own timeline that's separate from the show. Who cares?
Anyway, continue.
So now it starts to get dark. Inside Gulb, Ice King and Betty are slowly digested and broken apart into their quote-unquote essential forms. Ice King reverts back to Simon, while Betty reverts back into a human. Reunited once again, Simon and Betty embrace each other as the space they're trapped in begins to shrink. With the bulk of PB's forces defeated, the mutated Gumball Guardian and the revived mutated Gumbaldian army begin to wreak havoc on the rest of Ooh. Jake, transforming into his blue alien form, tries to stop them, but the treehouse is destroyed with BMO inside. Jake is devastated after seeing the wreckage, but is comforted by BMO, who has suffered damages to his face screen. BMO begins singing Time Adventure, which creates an invisible force field that prevents Glob's mutated creatures from touching them. Eventually realizing that Gulb's essence is vulnerable to music because Gulb is like chaos. He's the essence of chaos. So his weakness is harmony. So that's his, because I kill him with that. So because that's his weakness.
Well, harmony is the cure to the chaos.
It really is. So because that's the thing. It's a great message. Live in harmony and you can defeat evil. So yeah. What?
It is true.
Yeah. Eventually realizing that Gulb's essence is vulnerable to music, Finn and Jake's friends and allies join in on the song. Jake is able to amplify the sound of their voices and help Finn and Ice King escape from inside Glob. Although Betty decides to stay behind as a sacrifice and use the Ice Crown, which was restored to its essential form, to wish Glob out of existence. So Finn and Jake, because Simon and Betty are finally reunited, and Jake's able to get a hole, and they're all about to leave, and she's like, no, I have to stay behind, because before this scene, the last we saw of them, Ice King said something really fucking dark, where he was like, we don't get to choose how it happens, we just have to be ready for when it does and be together. And I was just like, oh my god, because it's like you talk about like death and shit. It's just like, this got really dark for a kid show. So she stays, but decides to stay behind and wish him out of existence because she's afraid that if she goes outside, the crown might be reset back and turn her into the Ice King instead of, defeating Gulb. And so Simon and Finn are able to escape. And I'm just going to describe this outside of the wiki. I'm just going to describe it myself. Because so they get thrown outside of it, and she's trapped in the box, and she says, I wish Glob to be gone from existence. And it ends up not working. And the box just keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And she's clearly like really freaking out because she's about to die. And so she's like, okay, however it has to happen. And then she's like, I wish to keep Simon safe. And then it closes and she dies. I mean, she basically becomes Gulb, but at the same time, I'm just like, oh my god.
I know, man. It was sad to see Betty go.
Yeah, that was sad, and again, really dark for a kid's show.
Well, I mean, like someone had to get killed off,
Yeah, but still, that still hit hard. Oh,
did you like the Betty character?
I mean, yeah, but I like all the characters for their own reasons.
Yeah, but did you have like a top character, like someone that you liked over the others?
I don't know, not really, man. I don't know. I'll have to get back to you on that. That's a hard question.
No, well, PB, because you do her voice, you've been doing it ever since the show.
But that's just because you took Marcy.
Well, I mean, she was my favorite character already.
I know.
At that point.
Oh, regardless, let's finish this off. As a result, Betty is fused with Gulb, and the two become one singular entity. Devastated at Bay's decision, Simon cries out for her as the new Gulb leaves the planet through another portal, and is comforted by Marceline. It's hard to watch. Before the portal closes, the ice crown falls to the ground. And so to inject a little humor into this, Gunther decides to wear it, fuses with it. And so like Jake is like, oh no, you gotta stop. Or someone, I think Finn's like that. He's like, oh no, Jake. He's like, oh no, you gotta stop him. It's like, why? He's like, because he's an evil alien. He's going to wish to rule the world. And he's like, oh yeah. And he just turns to the Ice King. He's like, I'm the Ice King, and where is my Gunther, who I'm loving? He's like, oh, or he could just wish to be the Ice King. And then he starts playing a drum set. He's like, okay, I guess he wished for a drum set too. Okay, it's fine.
It's the same drum set.
Yeah. So now to get serious again, Fern begins to disintegrate because he's like, hey man, I don't feel so good. And because Fern, because he's less like, he's just like, man, I wish I could see the treehouse just one more time. And Jake gets all emotional because he knows it's destroyed. And Fish is like, yeah, man, let's go there. He's like, no, it's fine. He's like, just promise to plant me there before I go, and then he fades away and leaves behind a small seedling in the shape of a fin sword. That night, Finn and Jake plant the seedling together, which causes a massive new tree to sprout with a remade fin sword lodge in the top. Yeah, and it's sad because it's like they're burying him because he's like, okay, you ready, man? And then they close it out together and it grows. They are then visited by PB, who thanks Finn for convincing her to stop the war and disobeying her orders. PB comments that Finn is getting taller before bidding them a good night. In the future, BMO concludes his story. Beth and Jeremy ask what happened to Finn and Jake afterwards, to which BMO replies they went on and lived their lives. After departing Mount Cragdor, Beth and Jeremy go looking for Finn and Jake's tree fort, or what remains of it. In the past, Finn and Jake are relaxing with the music hole, reflecting on the outcome of the war. Jake comments that music is indeed a powerful tool, to which music hole agrees. She then sings them a new song she'd been working on, about a really specific feeling that's hard to describe. As the music hole sings, a montage plays, showing what the cast gets up to. Back in the future, Beth and Jeremy can be seen exploring the remnants of Finn and Jake's old tree fort. They climb the massive tree that sprouted from Ferd's seedling, and after pulling the remade Finn sword, strike a very familiar pose similar to Finn and Jake's at the end of the show's opening sequence. And that's it.
Adventure Time.
It's the end of the show, Adventure Time.
And Adventure Time is now over.
That's it. It's the end. Yeah.
So it wasn't a dream. Like we thought it was.
No, you thought it was. I said no.
So what was it then? If it wasn't a dream, then what was it?
What?
If it wasn't a dream the whole time, then what was it?
What are you talking about?
Like, so it wasn't a dream. It was
No.
just, it was just, this all happened in the past, and now there's this. So
Yes.
we've been living in Jeremy and Beth's dream the whole time?
No, it wasn't a dream. It fast forwarded to the future. They're living in the future.
Oh.
You didn't get that? For real, dude?
So it's just so the whole thing was this is what the like this that all that happened in the finale happened in the past and it was about the future?
Yes.
Oh.
You
Okay.
seriously didn't get that, dude?
No, I sort of got it.
No, because the events that happened in Adventure Time happened in the past, and those two were the future. Like they were the new generation of, adventurers or whatnot.
Man, do you think that Jeremy and Beth? If they actually make a Jeremy and Beth show, are we going to review that?
I'd say we'd be pretty obligated to, yes.
Yeah, I mean, like it makes sense.
It would. But yeah, that was beautiful. That was an amazing ending. Honestly.
So I guess. What were your thoughts on the final episode?
It was fantastic. It was like a great, fantastic ending to the show. It couldn't have been done more perfectly, honestly. So I thought it was great. I don't really have much to say except that it was very emotional. It was hard to watch, but at the same time, it was worth it, So
For me, it was hard to watch that for me too. I mean, like I almost got emotional watching it.
I did
get
emotional.
What?
I did get emotional.
You did you dropped tears.
Yes. Oof.
And it was wow, man. It was a good. The show can end any more better than it did.
No, it was amazing, honestly. So
I guess the question is now is where we go from here.
I think we'll figure that out in the interim between this episode and next. Because, like I said, I have a story planned. So whether or not we're going to review something, we'll see. But I have a story planned.
Well, I mean, we got the album to review. We got the soundtrack to review.
Mm-hmm.
We got the rest of the Adventure Time comic books,
exactly.
all their creations.
Exactly.
And other than that, I don't know what else there is.
Yeah, I have no idea. But I mean, this is the end of the show. I guess we should just say our thanks, honestly. Like, thank you to Pendleton Ward, all the cast, Cartoon Network, and everyone for just making this an amazing, fantastic show.
Yeah. No, well, let's say like this. Let's make it more than that. Let's say how Adventure Time affected us and how and what it did for me and you. You know.
Yeah, well, obviously it brought me together. I was going to save that for last, but honestly, thank you to you mostly for introducing it to me, because honestly, if you hadn't have suggested it, I probably wouldn't have watched it.
Yeah, because no, thanks, because like it was. I mean, Adventure Time for me. I mean, I probably told you this like 100 times or something before that I didn't start watching it till I got on the couch because it was on when I was in high school. Because starting in 2010, I was a sophomore when the show started, but back then I didn't care about it. But ever since I got into it, it was something special to me, and I know I had to do something for it, and so that's why I was like, well, I have a broadcasting degree, and I have a friend who may want to do it, and so I asked you, and you were totally down for it, and I was like, that's so awesome.
So this was kind of your way of giving back to the show for what it done for you.
Yeah, and can I be honest? I can be honest, right?
Yeah, of course.
You, to be honest, when I was thinking about doing this podcast for the very first time, my other friend and I'm best friends that I've been best friends with for years I was actually going to pick him to do the show with me, but I don't think he wanted to do it because he didn't really care for Adventure Time.
Oh, gotcha.
And it wasn't like a situation where it's like, oh, I would never ask you to do it, you know?
Yeah.
It was it was just it was nothing like that. No, it wasn't like that.
Okay. It's all good.
But like
the thing is, fate, it doesn't matter what you would have done, like it happened, and that's what matters. So
yeah, and I mean, but regardlessly, the show itself for me is really if it wasn't for Adventure Time, I wouldn't be the name I am in the low ratings of the podcast scene. we wouldn't have a thing up in Maine if it wasn't for Adventure Time.
Honestly, yeah, that's just it. So we're gonna go to our first con, which we'll be a part of. That's amazing.
Yeah, if it wasn't for Adventure Time, we wouldn't have that.
No, we would have probably never met the plethora of guests we had either, which is awesome. Like we never would have met like Bryce or TZ or FP or everyone there. We wouldn't have met them. We probably wouldn't have run into Weird Paul and Zane. It's just amazing.
Yeah, there wouldn't be Cinema Roulette. There wouldn't be Cyber Time Bite.
Okay, well that's not true, but.
But no, I mean but those are ideas that came off this idea.
Well, okay, me and Justin were gonna do Cinema Roulette regardless, but yeah, you would have never had Cyber Time Bite.
No, wait, are you guys saying like no? Are you saying like that was an idea like before 2014?
Well, no, but I'm saying like me and Justin were bound to do something like that anyway. So
yeah, that's true.
It's not we didn't do it to try to copy off this podcast. We just did. We actually, it's funny because we literally just did that just because we were like, why not? You're just like, should we do this? I was just like, yeah, sure, why not? It's not that hard to do. He's like, oh, okay, because it's like and the thing about Cinema Roulette is we're doing that mostly, and I know this is gonna sound selfish, but we're doing that mostly for ourselves, just so we can watch more movies and watch them and bond together and stuff. But it's like if people watch it and like it, great. If not, then that's fine. We still have it there, and we'd like to watch movies. So,
I mean, we do this for the fans, obviously, right?
Yeah. But I'm saying like Cinema Roulette was kind of just more. We're just like, okay, we'll do it, and if it's a success, great. If not, great. It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, sadly, we've been doing this show since 2014, and from then to now, we never got like okay. I'm wrong because we had one or two people who said, okay, that was really cool, but we've
had like 5 or 6 people say that, honestly.
Fair.
we've had on the Facebook page, on the Rockin' Waves website, when someone left a comment, and some of the chat stuff.
I don't know. The only ones I remember are the the one or two people on the Facebook page that were like, hey, that's pretty cool. But
Well,
like, we
that.
never had any like recurring people to go like, oh my god, I can't wait till next week and all that. You know.
Well, don't worry about that, because like I said, it's the internet. You can do as much as you want. It takes longer for some shows to catch on than others, because at this point in the internet, pretty much everything has been done, and it's hard to do something original that will hook people in, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's the internet we're talking about. And like, if this had been done 10 years ago, maybe we would have been a hit. But, you know, in this day and age, it's a lot harder to become an internet star than it was back then.
We probably would have been a hit if we would have done this in 2010 when the show was right about to start, and we did like an episode saying like, hey, there's this new show Adventure Time coming out.
That wouldn't have happened anyway. So
and then we were like review the episodes as they were coming out from season 1 all the way to right now.
Yeah, it wouldn't have happened. But yeah.
But back then I didn't have a broadcasting degree. I was in high school.
Yeah, I was too. That's what I'm saying. That wouldn't have happened. But yeah, regardless, this show has been amazing, and it's been a part of our lives for so long, and it's going to continue being a part of our lives. But it's bittersweet knowing that we got a super satisfying conclusion, and that this is probably one of the best animated shows I've ever seen. But at the same time, we're never going to be able to watch it like we did the first time. Like we know what happens, so even if we rewatch it, it won't have the same impact as it did the first time we saw it. So.
Yeah, I mean, like, especially for me, because I have all the season DVDs besides the last one yet to get.
Yeah, so hopefully I'll get those soon here.
Yeah, so I mean, like, I've been watching all the episodes. I'm currently on season 6.
Nice.
But then after I finish season 6 and then go on to 7 and then watch the last one, then it's going to be like I watched all episodes of Adventure Time.
Yeah, well, I mean, you've already seen all of them, right?
Well, yeah, well, for the DVDs up to where I am on the DVD collection right now and what I've seen on TV.
Oh, okay.
And it's pretty cool, you know?
Yeah.
Hey, do you mind if I do something just special for this episode?
No, go ahead.
Like do some serious singing?
You're gonna sing?
Yeah, some serious singing. I'm not something goofy like the Camelins or anything, just like serious.
You're gonna be you're talking serious, you said.
Yeah, no. I mean, like singing, like seriously. Like it's.
Okay, go on.
You mind?
No, go on.
All right, all right. like time is illusion that help things make sense. So we always living in the present tense. Seems unforgiving, but a good thing ends. But you and I will always be back then. You and I will always be back then. Saying what will happen, happening happened. Will happen, happening happened. And we will happen again and again. 'Cause you and I will always be back then. And you and I will always be back then. You better hush up while my baby voice is sleeping. Keep singing. Okay. Will happen, happening, happen. Will. Everybody, idea times with BMO. I wrote this for my son Jake. If there was some amazing force outside of time to take us back to where we were, and hang up each moment like pictures on the wall, inside a billion tiny frames so we can see it all. It will look like we happen, happen. Will happen, happening happened, and there we are again and again. 'Cause you and I will always be back then. And you and I will always be back then. Because will happen, happened. Will happen, happened. And there we are again and again. 'Cause you and I will always be back then. 'Cause you and I will always be back then. 'Cause you and I will always be back then. And so you and I will always be best friends.
I would have sung that with you, but Skype lag.
I had to do that, man. It was
I
sticking
know.
out.
I would have sung it. I was about to sing it too, so I'm glad you did. I don't know the lyrics, so.
Oh, I had the poem up on my phone.
Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, I would have harmonized with you, but nah, the internet, that would have been bad over the internet. So I just let you have it.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Hey, man, but it's, man, what a road me and you have been on for how many years has it been? So, wait, hold on, let me do this. 14, 15, 16, 17. 5 years. We've been doing this for 5 years, dude. What an amazing 5 years we had.
4 years.
Huh?
4 years. You're not supposed to add 14. It's 15, 16, 17, 18. 4 years.
Wait, 14,
No,
15.
you don't add the 14 because if you hit 15, it's 1 year. So 15, 16, 17, 18.
Oh,
It's
so
4 years.
yeah, what an amazing 4 years we had, man.
I know, honestly, and honestly, here's the 4 more because there's so much stuff we can still do. Because the road ahead of us, I mean, once we run out of Adventure Time stuff, it's unknown what we're gonna do. But you know, that's the fun of it. That's the adventure of it. Life's an adventure. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
Yeah, so we just want to let everyone know that the Adventure Time guys is not ending. We're not changing the name or anything now. I mean,
we're still the Adventure Time guys. We're still gonna have escapades in Land View.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard now because, like, you know, like the show's over.
Yeah,
you know,
honestly,
like I don't like all we'll have left is is our comic books and our soundtrack that we're probably gonna do the soundtrack next week, and then we're probably gonna do the comic books following that the next week after.
Mm-hmm.
And have you checked if those comic books are there?
I have not. I'll do that later.
Oh, can you do it now? I mean, what else are we doing?
I don't know. I don't know. I think we should end the show though.
You think?
Yeah. I mean, it's an hour in, so I mean, yeah. But we'll definitely review the comics. I'm sure that they're up, so I would not be surprised. But
there's only, if we're gonna end the show, I guess right now, there's only one way that we have to end. There's only one way we have to end it.
With what?
Here, I'm gonna do it myself.
You're gonna play something?
Yeah, I'm gonna play something. Okay. You mind?
No, go ahead.
All right. So where is it? Here we go. You ready?
Yep.
Come along with me, and the butterflies and bees. We can wander through the forest and do so as we please. Come along with me to a cliff under a tree, where we can gaze upon the water as an everlasting dream. All of my collections, I'll share them all with you. Maybe by next summer, we won't have changed our tune. We'll still want to be with the butterflies and bees, making up new numbers and living so merrily. All of my collections, I'll share them all with you. I'll be here for you always, and always be with you. Come along with me, and the butterflies and bees. We can wander through the forest, do so as we please, living so merrily.
Did you stop it? Stephen?
Mhm.
Did you stop it? Stephen?
Yeah, now we're stopped.
Okay. I better on the YouTube live stream. Thank you guys.